Really official. We're live.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
What?
I was gonna I was gonna put if you wanted to ask any questions, because usually people, all kinds of people will type stuff out in here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I always thought it'd be a cool idea just to answer questions because people have said that they've wanted to like call in and shit. They've never done it. I think they're scared. I don't blame them. It's a scary thing. This is kind of scary, even though no one's watching us right now, though.
Yeah.
Up here will be how many people are watching us, but it's wrong. It's always delayed by like 5 minutes because it's live. What you want to go by is this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So no one's watching us right now, so this is pretty. You're in a safe space.
This is my safe space.
Yeah.
You can curl up and cry.
Oh my God, dude. I wanted to, when that started happening, the safety pin thing. Like looking back on it, when that came out, I was like 25, kind of, and I'm still kind of like a calloused person, very like just kind of shut up and deal with it, pussy. But nowadays, I'm more understanding and more Alex. We got some people coming in. See how it only says one, but there's two people. Yeah, it's all delayed and stuff. Now they're coming in. But I was super callous back then. Every time I saw like a safety pin thing, I'd get into arguments with people about like, why don't you confront your fucking problems instead of crying? and then there's a lot of people in the military started taking their rifle pins out of their rifles, and they would sit there and pose with it and say, "This is my safety pin." And it was a rifle pin from a gun that if you take it out, the gun can't fire, but that's what hits the bullet. That, you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Isn't your sister in the Army?
Yes.
Yeah.
My brother was.
Okay. Like I swore your sister might have taken one of those pictures. She like posed with the like a I don't know what they even use anymore, if it's like an M4 or whatever, but I swore I saw one with her where she had the M4 pin and says, "It's my safety pin."
Where?
Don't talk to me. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, this is Vicky, everybody. Just wave. That's
Hi.
fine. Yeah, that's like the most informal part of it. But anyways, how are you? It's so scripted, but I have to ask that.
That's fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. How's your day so far?
Well,
tired.
Yeah.
I'm
tired.
Yeah. Honestly, I almost canceled this, to be honest. I'm not just saying that for the camera. Like, this is just you and me talking. I don't even care about that. No, I almost did cancel this actually because like I told you, I didn't get like any sleep last night because I thought I would sleep till like noon or 1 and then just get back to you whenever. I figured you just had sort of an open schedule. As looking back on it, I feel like it was kind of rude of me, but it worked out. Like, you're here doing this and everything. But like, I have noticed, and I like I said, I went to a private school, and usually when we made plans, it was like we'd flip open our phones with flip phones. We'd call each other and be like, "Let's just meet up somewhere." And it usually happened. But just over like the last 10 years, like, I don't know if, oh, Alex is hi. Hey, man. Over the last 10 years, especially smartphones, like, people just fucking bail on each other now. Yeah. You know, like, or they flake or whatever, or they say they want to do something. And I guess it's like, people say it's always a fucking Fondy thing. Like, it's this town's full of fucking flakes. But like, I know people who live in LA and they say like every single person you run into, no matter who it is, if you've known them 10 minutes or 10 years, they say, we should do lunch sometime.
Yeah, that's everybody's always, hey, oh, I miss you. We should hang out sometime. And then we're not going to talk for 3 more months. Like,
until we do this again.
Right.
Yeah.
This awkward conversation of, hey, yeah, we should do. No, we're not going to do this.
I went through a phase where I just called people out. I haven't seen them in years. I'll be like, you don't want to hang out. Like, what? And they like have that smile on. They're like, what? I'm like, you don't really want to hang out with me. I know you don't. I will if you're serious, but I know you don't want to. So like, and then they say like, let's do lunch sometime, and then that's their way of saying like goodbye. Because it's like, we have this, I think people, especially our age, have like this need to want to like, I feel like people do want to reconnect and connect to people, but like, why don't people do it? Why do you think that?
It's like, because it can be really awkward at first, because I think a lot of times like our lives have changed so much that it's like, hey, you remember me at this way, that where if we hang out again, I'm totally different. So we might not have the connection that we once had. Like we might not like the same things anymore. Like we've grown very, very different. So,
but don't you want to like take that chance? This is how I see it. You know, like I feel like people should want to take that chance to reconnect with somebody and just see like maybe they are still the same nice, cool person that I liked, or maybe they're not. And then it's like, okay, lesson learned. I don't want to fucking hang out with them anymore. Well, you have to do that to see what they've become, you know? And that's just my outlook. I want to take that chance. And if it's awkward, it's awkward. If it's not, then, oh my God, like I can't believe, like I want to be around this person more. Like, have you ever done that? Like met up with somebody after like years, like high school maybe?
Not really. Like I have the people that I've known for a really long time that I don't see very often. And then when we hang out, it's still like, we're totally cool. We can hang out and have a blast, even if we haven't hung out in a really long time. But there's not really anybody that's like I was friends with that I've hung out with that it's like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty bad about it.
No, well, have people approached you to like reconnect and stuff?
Not really.
Especially from like high school. No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was different. My class was only 100 kids. Yours was like 1,000.
Like 500 in my graduating class.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I swore like Fondy had a class of like 1,000 kids at some point. Maybe I might be totally off or way exaggerating or something, but I thought it was 1,000. But it might be different coming from a. Oh, thank you, James. Appreciate it. See, like that. Like, oh, sometimes enough people have heard about this now that they want to watch it, so that's kind of cool. I'm just happy I still did it, because I was gonna give up for a while.
I was really sad when I saw that.
Why?
Because it's like this was your thing that you did, and I knew that you liked it. And when I saw that you were thinking of stopping, I was like, don't do it.
You didn't say anything.
Well, I'm sorry.
You never messaged me. You never encouraged me.
I'm sorry.
This is
encouraging you now.
Calling
Keep
this
doing
shit out.
it.
Calling you out live. We were too live.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's on camera now. And this is recorded. Like I have evidence of you not being supportive.
Oh, I'm doing it now.
Now.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. But really quick, I just I wanted to. I graduated with a class of 90-some kids. A lot moved out of state because it's WLA. We paid $4,000 a semester.
Oh, damn.
Some shit like that. Or our parents did. And it was great education. Like there was the Jesus part, and then there was like I don't want to say I'll say they, because I don't consider myself they were fucking smart. These kids that came out of WLA are smart. They go on to make a lot of fucking money. I'm not saying Fondy kids don't, but this is like, they have so much money coming in, $4,000 per person, twice a year for 4 years. And then it just keeps coming in no matter what. Now you take that money and get like some of the best teachers from around the country. It's good education. And these kids are leaving and going off other sections of the world, like New Zealand and London and Europe and shit. A bunch of my friends one of them went to just straight up, just didn't go back to school. And she went to Africa and started volunteering out down there. Oh, I think she's back. I think she's married with kids now. One of my friends, like the day after graduating, I swear it was like really close after graduating, he just moved to LA. He's back now too, but that was really brave. I respect that. But like, my point is like, I don't know if it was like the smallness of the class or like, just like, I think it's the intimacy of like how we only had a couple of friends, but we were all friends. We were all close, especially in the end of senior year. We were all close with each other. And like, there's like this, I have this really strong desire to like reconnect. And we haven't had a 10-year class 5-year reunion. Okay. So like, I want to do a 10-year one, but no one wants to. I've asked people on here, I'm like, I don't give up. I hardly catch it live, but then I watch them after. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. And I want to do like a 10-year reunion. Like I want to organize it, but it's like so much money to rent like a hall or some shit, you know. Did you ever go to a reunion, like a class reunion?
Nope.
But you graduated in 11?
Yep.
So you would have at least had a 5.
If there was one, I was never told about it.
Oh,
so whatever.
Does Fondy do reunions?
I have no idea.
Okay. That'd be tough to get that many kids back together.
That'd be a lot of people.
Yeah, holy shit. Your class at my school, 11, all they did was message each other on Facebook. They're like, we're going out on Main Street one night. And there's like half the class showed up. That's pretty good.
Right.
Considering some of them might be on the other side of the globe or some shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. And like, I would like to do that. But so many of my friends have like gone on and have kids and husbands and wives and actual careers, and just like, so like the idea of Mitch's graduation or reunion is a fucking bar. What a dump. That's how I'm afraid that they would judge me for it, and my feelings would be too hurt.
But it's about reconnecting. It's about getting together. It's not about like the place or stuff.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It absolutely is. That's how I look at it. But if they look at it like that, I don't think they would. I don't think they would look at it like that.
Could be
like
judgy assholes a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what comes with it when you're the best. Dude, they were fucking smart. Them and the Springs kids, they're so smart. I'd never paid attention in school. I had to go home and save everybody from the aliens from Halo.
Oh, right, important stuff.
Yeah,
right.
like I was fighting the Covenant. I had to save the Earth. But yeah, damn it, you brought up something really good, and then I just wanted to finish that up. What was it? It was you were, damn, I wish I could rewind this. You were talking about like reconnecting with people, and then I thought you had a really, really good point, and now I forgot it. God damn it. But yeah, I want to reconnect with people so bad, and like when they say stuff like, I'm just trying to get my mind back on track. Like when they say like, oh, we should hang out sometime, I can tell they don't. Like when I say I want to hang out with somebody, I honestly mean it. And I will actually try right there when we're standing there. I'll be like, dude, let's plan something right now. I will pull out my phone, drunk as I am, and I will try to put like a reminder on my phone. And yeah, like 25% of the time, I'll be like, dude, I can't make it. I'm really sorry. Or something will come up. I have a really bad habit of planning shit on the same day that other stuff's going on. And I will try to make both. Like I'll cut some time down on one to go to the other. Like I'm supposed to go hang out with my buddy Shane after this, and I doubt he even remembers that he told me he wanted to on yesterday. Yeah. So, damn it, I'm trying to remember it and I can't. Son of a bitch. And I know as soon as I re-listen to this, like, because I re-listened to each one time. Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck didn't I go with that? But anyways, but yeah, I want to reconnect with people. And that's actually why I started this. You know, like I've never spoken to you actually ever.
Right.
Not in public.
No. It's like,
that's
I know who you are.
Yeah.
But that's about the extent of
that.
Yep.
That's why. Oh, it was about how I almost wanted to cancel. That's just because I was tired. And I have to go to work tonight. I'm nervous because it's my first time and everyone looks like a fucking zombie and a grouch. And because I see third shift when I go in, and everybody just looks like an asshole. No offense, because there are a couple of people on here that are from the third shift there. And don't mention where I work on here though too, because of things. Yeah. And yeah, but I love my job. I do, but like I switched to third so I could have the free time of the day. And I think I could do this a lot more often during the day than at one time on the weekends. But I'm nervous for that tonight because it's like, it's just gonna be the same thing I've been doing, but now I have to get to know a ton of more people. And I have not been able to stay up past like 4 or 5 in the morning lately. So I'm a little nervous. I've heard people fall asleep in the break room and shit on third.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Got to take like a 5-hour energy shot with you.
No. Have you ever done one of those?
Like for a concert, and I think when I was working as a cook, I did them a couple of times. But
where'd you work as a cook?
A few different places.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would cook
do you
for-
want to talk about that or no?
That's fine. I don't care.
Workplace, okay.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
Yeah, I worked at, well, my first job was at Little Caesars because super cool. But I loved it.
I love pizza. So.
And I hated pizza as a kid. So it was really funny that my first job was at a pizza place. So yeah,
Okay.
I discovered the reason I didn't like pizzas because I didn't like normal pizza sauce. I'm less weird now.
Really?
Yeah, I like white sauces and other sauces, but normal like marinara pizza sauce is really not my thing.
You're fucking weird.
I know. That's my life. And then I started going to culinary school. And so I was like, I should get like an actual cooking job, not a fast food job. So I started working at Trinity when they opened.
I remember that place.
Mm-hmm. And I worked there up until I was 6 months pregnant, and working as a cook 6 months pregnant does not work out too well. So,
I can imagine.
right. So I left there. That's the first time I worked at Charter. But then, yeah, all that stuff. And when I went back to cooking, I worked at Applebee's and then Three Guys in a Grill when they were in the Trinity building. So I've cooked in the same building when it was two different restaurants, both of which don't longer exist. So it's kind of entertaining.
The Three Guys is gone?
Well, from that building, they still have like their original ones that are out by like Elkhart Lake, that kind of area of the marsh.
I never went to it.
That's,
Damn it.
yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. And then I also worked at Sunset, the bar and grill.
Is that kind of like by that beach area, sort of?
It's like across the street from my house. That's like
Really?
So it was pretty convenient. I was like, I could walk to and from work.
Oh, it's on that road that goes like up to Tachita.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about then.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know the name of the road though.
It's Winnebago Drive.
Oh, okay. I was gonna call it Lakeshore, but that's not it. That's somewhere else. I know it's somewhere else though.
Mhm.
But okay. So why don't you go back to school?
Well, like I've considered it, but in order to go back to school full time, like and working full time, and like I have to pay bills, I have a kid, like I've considered doing like online schooling, but I feel like my life really needs to calm down a little bit before
Sure.
I can do that.
No, absolutely. Like, well, I waited a long time to go back to school,
Mhm.
and I mean, I don't use my degrees anyway, but I have two actually,
Ooh.
and two associates. That's one bachelor's technically, and I don't use them, but I don't regret going to school. But I regret waiting so long. So it's up to you how long you want to wait. But as somebody who waited like a long time to go back to school, I waited 5 years. Yeah, between going to school first time and then second time, I don't know. I would jump when you can.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents. But okay. So what was I asking this in reference to? Fuck, I'm so sorry. I only had like 4 hours of sleep. I'm like trying really hard. I'm awake. I promise. But what did I ask in reference to this? Like what was I what? You started talking about what you
Right, when I mentioned that I was a cook. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm also tired. I suck.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You don't suck, but like,
Mhm.
what the fuck were we talking about? What were we talking about?
Somebody, you're watching.
This is terrible. There's a lot of people watching too.
Oh, they're judging us. We're failing.
Fuck
oh,
'em.
God.
Fuck them. I said it. I love you guys, but whatever.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Where are the pandas?
Oh.
Oh, here, hang on. I got something.
Oh, snap.
That's right here, actually, too. So, read out loud. Read out loud what's on this. This is a how to wash tag from something I bought off the internet, a shirt.
Ooh, okay.
Read the bottom of it.
Cold wash only. Don't tumble dry. Don't iron print. Don't slap pandas.
That's correct. That actually says that on there. It's from Redbubble.
It has the picture of the panda with
Does it
the
really?
X up. Yeah,
Where is
up
it?
to on the side there.
What?
Right here.
Oh my god. I've had this thing for like 6 years. I've never noticed this. That's awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, don't slap pandas. 5 Guys or 3 Guys. 5 Guys is a restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like a burger joint.
Yeah.
So
I think I've been to 5 Guys.
It was Three Guys in a Grill at Trinity. So
Mhm.
they have the Three Guys in a Grill that's in Elkhart Lake, and then they have Three Guys in a Pizza Pie. So yeah.
Sexual shit. I don't like that.
Dirty thoughts. No.
Well, yeah, I think it is. I'm really embarrassed that I can't remember what I was talking about. Like with what we were talking about.
It's okay.
But I do have I have a basic outline of what I wanted to ask you, but why do she like the panda things? That's good. So the pandas are in this closet sleeping because I knocked them out. She helped. Yeah, they do call it. What do they call you?
Oh, I'm a barbarian.
Yeah, there you go. Not anymore. You're calmed down now. But like I was gonna ask, like, with how many people like bail and ditch on people and shit, and then like if you confront them about it, which I do, and I'm very bad at it, and I will honestly get mad. A really quick example: one of my friends for a very long time, for like 10 years, asked me to get lunch one time, and I took it seriously. I was like, yes, let's do it. I want to. I said, let's hang out Friday. I messaged him like 6 times on Saturday or Friday. I never got heard of him. And then I walked into Quick Trip the next day and he was working, and he like hugged me from behind. I go, what the fuck happened to you? She goes, stop. He goes, you're making a big deal. So I'm like, yeah, I'm making a big fucking deal. I hate people who do that. And so after a while, he's just like, you know what? I think you'll live. And I'm like, so fuck what? Like, man up, do something about it. Be a grown up.
At least if you're gonna ditch out on somebody, at least tell them. Don't just ignore them, because then it's like, if you just say it's not gonna happen, then you can make different plans. We're like, well, maybe they're running late. Maybe I'll just wait. And like, you kind of just wait to see what happens. Where if they're just like, oh yeah, that's not gonna happen, then you can be like, okay, fuck you. Now I'm gonna move on. Yeah.
It helps to get that out of the way. Like, at least tell me it's not gonna happen. Don't fucking just sit there. I'll be mad for like a minute and I'll be like, whatever. If someone calls me in advance, and I'll be like, oh, okay, and I'll move on even better. If someone honestly tells me I don't want to hang out with you straight up, which no one's done, I've said it to people. I'm like, listen, man, I like you, but like, I don't see us hanging out. And not for any bad reason. I'll straight up be like, well, I don't really like you. It sucks. It's painful. But once you do it, it's an honesty thing. It's people will thank you for it, not out loud, but in their heads they'll be like, okay. Like, there's honestly people who don't get along with me. I don't get along with them because of how honest I am and shit. But I don't do it to offend people anymore. I used to, but I don't do it because I want to. I do it because I don't want to insult somebody's feelings or intelligence. I don't want to insult someone's intelligence. Like, if I tell you I want to hang out and then somehow we make it that far, I'm going to be sitting there not into it. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your time. So, like, I just want to know, like, why do you think it's okay? Why do we think as our age group that it's okay to just bail on people?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are just really shitty people these days, to be completely honest. I think
not wrong.
Right. The world has changed a lot, even in just the last 10 years. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
And I think people are so much in their comfort zone that they're like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna not respond to these people. I don't know if they are trying to be polite when they agree to it. When you're straightforward, and like when somebody asks if you want to hang out and you're like, I really don't. Because then if you do, it's like coming up to it, you're like, I have plans with this person, but this is going to be really, really awkward and really uncomfortable, and I really don't want to go. Like, so I think rather than people always agreeing to it, they just should say no because they agree to it, and then they're like, no, this is going to be awkward and I'm not going to. So I think
I completely agree. I completely agree. There's a guy at my work that told me the other day that I asked him to come out for my last day at the job. And he's like, I don't want to go to bars tonight, man. And I was like really hurt at first because I'm like, I'm not going to see you for a really long time, if ever again. And he ended up showing up anyway because he was joking. He wanted to fuck with me. But like, I was honestly hurt. But like, the honesty was there. I'm like, okay, I appreciate it. I would rather, and I don't think it's to not hurt someone's feelings. I think it's a protection of your own guilt.
Yeah.
I think it's a selfish fucking thing. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm looking into it too deep, but I think it's selfish when someone agrees to hang out with you and they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you might not even be able to tell. You might be there the whole time and they're completely zoned in and looking at you and they're just like, I don't want to fucking be here.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me doesn't want to be doing this. Nothing against you at all either.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like my eyes hurt
mm-hmm.
right now because I'm really tired. One of them wasn't looking in the right direction today for some reason, and I had to like sit here and like push on it to get it to focus. I don't wear glasses or anything, so
mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be miserable as shit tonight, but I can't sleep, so I can't sleep right now. I'm just too wired, even before I drank the Mountain Dew. But I made a commitment to this, and I'm seeing it through, you know, and I'm glad I did. So you seem pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Got a lot of people talking or watching it right now.
It like cuts off.
It lags. It lags. It's not gonna look like that in the video. Like
so now I'm like dancing for.
No, you're dancing for nobody now, and we're not taking money, so you're dancing for no money.
Oh God.
No shit.
Come on, start
right?
donating. I got to PayPal people. I'm just kidding.
You got a PayPal?
I totally have PayPal.
Really?
Because I used to sell Pure Romance.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I had I even have a card swiper,
one of those squares.
It's not a square, it's through PayPal and it's a triangle. Yeah. And it works because then I have like a PayPal business debit card where the money goes right on my debit card instantly rather than having to go on like into my bank account. Pepsi products.
Yeah. I think he works at Pepsi.
Oh. Woo.
Yeah, it's Taco Bell. They're exclusively partnered with Pepsi.
Can I also say that it's weird that you drink normal Mountain Dew from Taco Bell rather than Baja Blast? Because
I've had too much of it.
All right, that's fair.
There are Baja Blast bottles at work, and there's like 50 of them every day there, so we're supplied. So every time I want, it's there. But I'm just burnt out on it.
That makes sense. See, I can't drink it from the bottle. I think it tastes weird. Like if it's not like the fountain soda, it just.
Yes, really?
Yeah.
I have always talked about that, and everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's better out of a fountain.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's how it tumbles into the glass and mixes well, but a bottle's okay in a pinch. I used to drink it. I used to think can was the best. Something about that aluminum in there, like the, yeah, like the, like just the aluminum and like the metal mixing, and it's bad as shit for you.
Oh,
it's so horrible. And then the soda fountain Quick Trip, those Mega Buddies, they're like $1 or some shit. It's like a half a gallon of soda.
They're huge.
I know, but it's like 99 cents. What the fuck? Why not? You can get a 1 liter of soda now. It's 99 cents. But a bottle like this at Baja Black sus from he knows.
Yeah, see,
dude,
it's
Alex
horrible.
Knows. A bottle of like this of Mountain Dew at work is like $2.10 now.
Yeah, they're super expensive at my job too. And
that's a markup. That I think they're trying to discourage people from drinking them.
Oh.
Is it at your work? Are the healthy things marked down a little bit, or are they marked up?
No, they're still expensive. Anytime that I like. Shit. Because they have the thing where you can like buy food and drinks, but then they also have a vendor that's there most days. And it's more expensive to like buy the cold food than it is to get through the vendors, where it's like better quality through the vendors. So,
well, I mean, if more work goes into it, then they have to charge more. So I got to pay the guy who made it.
Right. And then send it over, have it packaged and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Our stuff at work, the healthier stuff is actually marked down.
Oh.
It's really cool to see, like, they didn't have to do that. That probably comes out of their pocket. And because they have like so many health incentives there they have so many fit challenges. You got to have a Fitbit to go in there. And I've never even worn one.
No.
No.
I own 2 and I never wear them.
They just count your steps, right?
Well, there's a lot of things, like one of the ones that I have, it like monitors their heart rate, and it'll like track when you sleep and how often like you wake up during the night, which is one of the things that I thought was cool because, you know, I don't sleep much. So I was just like, no, when people are like, why are you so tired? You were in bed for 10 hours. Look, motherfucker, I slept for like 4 hours.
So you use it just to prove people wrong?
A little bit. Yep, I did initially. It was kind of funny. Like, and then at the job I was working at the time, everyone had Fitbits and we would challenge each other's steps. So it brought fun to work that we'd like, when we'd see each other, we'd run around like spazzes to get more steps and be like, fuck you, I'm winning.
Do you have to walk around a lot at your job?
Not now, no.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This was when I worked at the hospital.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, well, I work in a factory and we're on our feet every day, all day. And depending on the position, you might be walking around a lot. But like where you work, that's more of like a sit down thing. So I understand that, you know. So I guess that would make sense to have one there just to track it. And just like, okay, I need to walk around a little more. Are there signs like everywhere to say like stand up every now and then?
No. There's like the desks that you can get that will stand up.
The standers?
Yes.
Fuck that.
Oh, I love them. They're my favorite thing. If I sit too long, like I get so sore and I hurt so bad. So it's like I'm standing a good majority of my shift, and then, you know, I'm connected to a headset and I'm like just pacing in the little bit of range that I have.
Really? Yeah. You get to pace at least? It's kind of nice. I worked in a cubicle twice, and both times. Well, one was a personal cubicle. So it was only my one space, but then at one of them, it was like a pod or something. So there were 4 people behind me too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, and it was open too. So like it would be open up to the end, and then all of a sudden there'd be another guy there too, like down the lane from me. So I hated working in cubicles. I can't fucking stand them. It's like an ant in an ant farm.
Right. Luckily, like it's really open there. Like I can turn and look at like everybody. I can stand up and look out and see like everybody. The sea
of people. That's just, you've seen Office Space? That movie Office Space where they beat the printer up with the baseball bat. You ever seen that?
No, I've seen like references to it and like I've heard of it, but I've just never watched it.
It's really good. But if you're not gonna watch it sometime, it's fine. It doesn't hurt to miss it. But there's a part where he stands up and the camera pans back and it's just a miles and miles, just fucking cubes. And it's just like, I don't think we're meant to do that as human beings.
No,
like,
right?
Yeah. Just to me, I don't think we're supposed to. I mean, a job's a job and you got to do what you need to do to get fucking paid. But like, I don't think humans are supposed to do, you know, 2 things every minute and then, you know, produce parts. Just keep doing this, you know. I got a rock for some reason. But like, I don't think we're supposed to do that either. But a job's a job. This is the way the world happens. We have to.
Right.
Yeah, this rock. I have to explain this to everybody who comes on here.
Yeah, I was a little.
It's a rock. It's the same thing as this little guy. I brought this out because one of my guests, the guy who made that. This is from the game Doom. Okay. And his name is Doom Guy. And I brought it out for him to see and play with, and I never put it anywhere else. So the rock I got this from like a cliff somewhere by the water. You can actually see there's fossils and shit in there.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
I thought it was really cool.
That's neat. And yeah, other people can't see it. Hi, there's a rock.
Oh, they know. I think they know about the rock and Doom Guy. Yeah, I was always gonna put like little things. Like I never watched it, but there's Adventure Time, the Finn from Adventure Time, and inside there's tacks.
Oh.
Just for putting shit up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a long time, I had a statue of Geralt from The Witcher as a game, and I had it sitting like right here, and it would actually block half my body. I did it as a joke for a while. I think it was in the might have been in the BJ Geezy episode. Do you know him?
Nope.
That's another one where I never met him. I met him once in person for 5 minutes at Slim's. I was very drunk, and I added him on Facebook, so I thought he was cool. I said, dude, I added you because I thought you were cool. Sorry. And every time me and him post something, we'd comment on it.
Mhm.
Sometimes we disagree, but usually it'd be just joking around.
Mhm.
And one day he's like, I want to come on here. I said, next week, do it. And he actually showed up. And like, I've never talked to him once in my life sober.
Mhm.
And that was the first time.
Mhm.
And this is the first time I've ever spoken to you, ever in person. I think maybe a couple times in person. I think we were at the same after bar at Chelsea Sewell's place once, I think.
It's possible.
I barely remember it. I was like,
Maybe.
I remember falling into a ball pit for like babies or kids. There's a picture of it on here somewhere. I know there is because I'm wearing a Game of Thrones shirt and I'm really skinny. Then like really, really skinny.
Mhm.
And I was only like 23. And I'm pretty sure you were there. It was you, Chelsea, Aaron, and Devin. It's like everybody worked at Charter, and I was just there.
You were the add-on. I
Mhm.
remember at Schnickel Fritz, because don't you like take shots of Jameson Pancakes?
I used to.
I think
Well,
I
I
remember
can.
you were taking one and you said that they were really good, and so that's why I tried them. That's like
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think of that one whenever I pop up on here?
Right. Yep.
Oh, no.
Hey, Jameson Pancakes.
I
It
don't
was
wanna be-
delicious.
Oh, well, good. I was gonna say I don't want to be known for a lick or a booze. That's like bad disassociation or whatever the
Mhm.
fuck it's called. Well, I mean, if they're good, great.
Right.
So,
It was enjoyable.
yeah, I had one on my 21st birthday. Someone told me to get one. I did, and then I started showing it to everybody. I don't see anyone really drinking them or having them.
No.
Yeah, like if I had one now, I'd probably throw up. Or if I had one, even when I was in the mood to have one, I'd probably get sick.
Mhm.
I was more brave back then. So, but yeah, no, I'm glad I had you on because, well, I'm not done. I'm just saying
Mhm.
like, I'm glad that you actually came through and did this. Like probably the shortest time of asking someone to come on. They asked you last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it the week before?
It might have actually been the week before because it was when you had that Facebook post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got accused of being sexist again. And because it's like, you don't have, well, I'm accused of that all the time.
Mm.
But
People are lame.
like, does it feel like I hate women?
No.
Okay. Thank
No.
you. And she's a girl.
I am.
Yeah. The
Female.
yeah, it's got long hair.
Long. I just cut 6 inches off like 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, that was
It was obnoxious. It was
that
like
pissed me off. I was gonna say that's too long, even for me. Not on you, but if like I'm just thinking about what that would be like on me.
Mhm.
Fuck that. But I actually don't know who that is. Don't say it out loud. I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. No idea. Hi, stranger.
I mean, it's fine.
Mhm.
I'm fine with it,
Mhm.
but I don't know who that is.
Hmm.
Anyways, no, I'm what was I fucking saying? Like, I know I was saying that you were I've never
Shortest
spoken to you.
time.
Yeah, oh yeah, the shortest turnaround time. Because I had that post and then we started talking from that.
Mhm.
And then you agreed. I'm surprised you even agreed. Kelly was supposed to do it and then she backed out. Or no,
Mhm.
she never backed out. I messaged her the day of and yeah, dude, but you have a beard, so like she doesn't have much of a beard.
Much of a beard.
Well,
Try and keep it
yeah, I was
shaved.
gonna say the light's hitting me, so if it was turned around, I could see everything. So,
Mhm.
dude, I'm gonna piss a lot of girls off. A lot of girls my age are starting to have facial hair. Like
Mhm.
not bad, like it's
Mhm.
not bad, but I think like as you get older, you start getting the hair, and it's like doesn't matter after a while, but
Right.
it's just I'm noticing it, and it's making me feel old.
That's
Not
where
on you.
the
I don't.
men will start, their beards will start connecting to their chest hair and then their back
Oh,
hair.
what? Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
As men
fuck
get
up.
older, you'll get hairy in all sorts of places you weren't hairy before. Huh.
How, I don't want. Don't say this. I don't want this to happen. I still feel young and regular. I don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm getting old, even though I am. I have hair on my shoulders now.
Yeah. See, I told you you're gonna.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Ah. But yeah. No, but yeah, I'm glad you agreed to do this. Oh, here, yeah. Like I was saying, I'm afraid to go to third shift. You ever work third shift?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Fuck. I'm nervous. I wish I would have gotten more sleep. I could still take a nap, but still. It's hard to sleep during the day. You ever just like, I don't know if you ever had this, but like you ever wake up and you just get excited just to be awake?
It's rare. I normally wake up and I go, fuck.
Really?
I have to, but sleep is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, sometimes depending, I'll just wake up and for no reason, even if I have no plans, I'm just like, I am ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. You're excited. You're like, I don't look at it as like the day as like a challenge anymore. I look at it as an opportunity. Like, oh man, anything can happen today. Yesterday I had no plans and I had an amazing day. And I did everything like at the moment. I went and saw a bunch of friends, hung out with a bunch of friends. It's great. But some days there are days where it's just like, fuck, kill me.
It's like, it's mostly like, okay, I know I have to get out of bed, but I really don't want to. But then when I do, then I'm fine. Words.
Use your words. Calm down. That's live, dude. People are seeing you fuck up live.
God, such a fuck up. No.
Your face is red, so.
Tried to wear makeup to cover it.
You're fine.
But yeah, it's like normally it's like it's rough for me to get out of bed, but then when I do, it's like, all right, I'm ready. I'm not the kind of girl that takes like 50 years to get ready. Like, give me 5 minutes. Like, I wake up like a half an hour before I have to go to work, and I just fucking go.
For a woman, that's not a lot of time.
No, right?
You need at least 2 hours to light all the candles and fucking sit. You see those girls who sit in front of a mirror and do their fucking makeup? Get the fuck out of here. It's like a whole thing. They sit in front of the mirror.
Got their music that they do while they do it. Yeah. Their light up mirrors. Like, that's fancy as fuck. And that'd be nice, like, for a special event, but that's not daily life. I like sleep too much. I wear makeup like 1% of the time.
And that's for like special occasions.
Right. Yeah. When I try to look less potato-y for public, but otherwise I don't care. This is my face.
I still never fucking got that. I don't know if I want to. When you like, I look like a potato. This is what I mean. I'm like, what?
I'm like the same color as the potato. I got the spots. It can be like.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I don't know how I was going to do it. I tried and I couldn't do it. I have sunspots all over my shoulders. It looks like a potato too. The potato skin.
Do you see my arms?
Yeah.
Like, I am so freckly.
Well, those are freckles. Those are like your natural skin. I'm talking about like the cancer spots.
Yeah, those are frowned upon.
I have a ton of them.
This is bad.
When it's the winter, it goes away.
Okay.
But it's like right now, there's a couple of weeks where I went to the beach a lot, and it's pretty bad. Yeah, but I'm nervous about going to third shift for a lot of reasons. But one that I thought of all this shit in the shower. I do my best thing in the shower. Is what if I go to third shift and like because I'm so tired all the time, I have to drink a ton of energy drinks just to like stay awake. And then I just get cancer anyways or diabetes.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted to switch my schedule. It's like you can switch your schedule and be active during the day and have fun, or you can drink a bunch of energy drinks, get diabetes, and now you're going to die anyways because you decided to try to make your life better.
But you have more of an opportunity. Do you like? I recently got a gym membership because I decided to stop doing the fat thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Life choices. And sorry, it sounded weird for a second. And,
you're good.
Like, I like that the gym's 24 hours, but it's like, I don't like the morning times because apparently that's when there's more people there. But like now that you're going to be working third shift, if you got a gym membership, you could go like fucking when there's nobody there because most people are like at work and it's like you have the place to yourself.
True. I have never been to a gym.
No.
I think once when I was like 20, I went with an ex, and there's a lot of really big guys there. And I'm just like, I ran on the treadmill for like 10 minutes, and then I'm like, I'm going to go home. Let one of these guys give you a ride home. I don't care. No. I stayed there for like the whole time. And she's like, why don't you go on anything else? And I'm like, no. It's scary. This is not something for me. But that's cool that you're doing it. I mean, I wish you the best of luck. So, yeah, just stay at it, I guess. Is that what you're supposed to say to somebody going to the gym? Just stay at it.
Do the thing.
Just do it.
Nike.
That's from Nike. Give me some fucking money, Nike. I don't have any sponsors.
No.
Oh no.
Reach out. You'd be like, hey, I could talk about your stuff. You did Pepsi already. Like now Nike. Come on.
Do you actually? One of my friends is in touch with a lot of the businesses in Fondy. He actually told me that some of the local stuff might pay me like $5 every time I mention something. But why the fuck would anybody want to be on here in this kind of setup where like every 2 minutes I'd be like, man, that joke was fresh. And speaking of the fresh, you got to check out these fresh deals on pears at Pick and Save. For only $5.99 a month, for $5.99 a pound, you can get a bag of pears on Johnson and Pioneer.
I see.
Get there.
When you say fresh, I think Eaton's Fresh Pizza. So that's where I thought you were going with that. I'm like, you can sing the jingle. Like,
there's a jingle.
There's a jingle. Eaton's Fresh Pizza. No.
Sing it again. I didn't even know there was a jingle to it, to be honest.
No.
I haven't had radio in like 10 years and I haven't watched TV in like 5. So
that's fair.
I'm a little behind on stuff. Like I didn't even know that Trinity thing was closed.
No.
No, I didn't. I always saw people sitting outside of it. I'm like, well, that looks neat. There's fires lit. There's people. What's going on over there? I'll check it out some other time. And now it's gone. It
is. Yeah. It was really nice to like go outside and sit on the patio and you could drink. There was a bar out there and the fire when it was cold. They had.
You drank at church?
Oh, God. It wasn't a church. It was a big deal that used to be a church. They had to like de-church it. I'm trying to think of the word. They had to like have a guy come in and like unbless the yeah.
Is that? I think that might be an urban legend. I want to believe you.
No, it was like a huge thing that they told us. Don't worry, we had somebody come through. It's no longer a church, but now it's back to being a church. Like that building is once again a church.
It is.
Yeah. They don't like own it. It's rented out to a church.
So like every time I'd walk in, I just like smell the old deep fryers or some shit. Like if instead of communion, they'd give you like cheese curds or a wing.
I'm wondering how it's a church now because it's like they did so much construction to that place where it's like there's a bar. There's like a full bar. You have a bar in your church now? Like that would be interesting. And there's like a wood pizza oven. Like,
did you ever watch The Office?
I have watched I had this recent
recent
conversation. I've tried to watch it, but I can't get into it because it's boring. Like,
whoa!
I know I'm a dick. Like, and I'm sure that it's fine once I got more into it. I was told that I need to be like watch more, and then when I get attached to the characters, then I'd be more interested. Yeah. But it's like it starts out really slow, and I'm really distracted a good majority of the time. So if it doesn't like catch my attention, then I'm like, well, there's Facebook or like other stuff. Let me do this on my phone. Let me go do this, and it's like. So
fair. I mean, I think that's a problem our generation has. It's like we can't. That's why no one can stay together. That's why no one can focus. Is because, and it's our technology. It's just the way the world went. It's nobody's fault. It's just like we can't focus on one thing. And there's people. My parents both have phones now, and they can't focus on anything. My dad just figured out how to use a smartphone. He says his favorite celebrity is Kardashian's sister, the little one.
Oh.
Kylie.
Okay.
Kylie Jenner. Jenner, yeah. There's 2 little ones. I know that. There's Kylie and then there's another one. Because there's Courtney and Khloe and Kim. And then there's Kylie and then there's one more.
I never.
Who's the 5th Kardashian?
Help.
Yeah, this matters.
Unless
I could
it's
just
Caitlyn
Google.
now. Huh?
Oh, jeez.
Sorry. Didn't do that.
There is a fucking meme once where it said it was Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year. Did you see this one where it said that it proves that even men are better at being women than women.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
That was back when I was posting really offensive stuff.
That's good times.
Yeah, it was. And then I had this really nasty incident, and now I don't do that anymore. But I've had people tell me that they miss that. They're like, every time I'd wake up, I'd go to your page and see what you posted because it'd make me laugh. And I'm like, there are people that told me I should die.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are people that said they wish they could kill me.
Wow.
That's not a joke either. That's you probably actually know the person who said it too. It's no one in our circle of friends. They're at Slim's quite often. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, one night they just said that I didn't deserve to like have women in my life because of how badly I talk about them and shit.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
Yeah, and then I just was like, it hurt me too much. It didn't hurt my feelings, but it like opened my eyes to it. I'm like, I should really relax.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I saw it. But I never did it to hurt people. I just did it just to like so people could open their phones and be like, oh wow, he said that.
The wow factor.
Yeah. It's shock value. And to me, like, if I can make somebody laugh at a horrible situation, then something good came out of it, you know? Remember, you hear about those people that died in the duck accident?
No, there was a duck.
Okay, well, like, you know, in Wisconsin Dells, they have these things called ducks, and they're like these amphibious water boats.
Yeah,
it's a boat that can go on land.
Yep.
And one of them tipped over during a storm in Missouri 2 weeks ago, and like 17 people died, and 9 of them were from the same family. And then 2 of the other ones were like a married couple for like 45 years or some shit. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I saw some kind of a meme that I really wanted to post. I don't remember what it said, but it was like it had like the picture of it turned over. And because someone took a picture of it because it was right at the shoreline, and someone took a picture of it turned over, and you can like see people's hands and shit in it. And there's now Tool has a song called Enema, and it's about a tidal wave washing Los Angeles into the ocean because he hates it. And there's a fucking picture of him like standing on the bus screaming "Learn to swim" at all the people drowning. Because that's one of the things that they just keep saying, "Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim" over and over in the song. I wanted to post it so bad. It's like, fuck. I just want to make people laugh, man. And then when I got yelled at for this, I was like, oh, I got to reach out some other way. So I started doing this with a friend of mine. That's how we're here. Anyways, I've never actually...
Origin story.
Yeah, origin story. Are you watching any good shows on Netflix?
Well, I've recently ran out of shows, which is why I've switched to reading way too...
Fuck, do you run out of shows?
Well, I'm pretty picky about what I watch because it's like, if I'm going to sit and stare at it, I read way too many webcomics. That's what I do with my life. Yeah.
What besides that one that you told me about, which if it's too embarrassing, I won't bring it up, but do you read anything else besides that one that you told me?
Yeah. I have like 6 because I have got caught up on a lot of them, and it's like you get a weekly episode. Okay. So there's 5 that I'm completely caught up on, and I'm just waiting for each weekly episode. And then there's one that I actually like posted a screenshot of one on Facebook once, and Richie Lang told me to read The Gamer if he's
Where is he?
I don't know, but if he watches,
he stops in sometimes.
But he told me to read The Gamer. He said it was really good, and there's like, it's still going on, and there's a shit ton of episodes of that. Okay, and so that's what I do now is I read that because I have a lot to read to get caught up.
You just read webcomics? Yeah. So you're done with Netflix. You finished it?
Basically, like, and I'm waiting for the new episodes of the shows that I got caught up on. I hate getting up to date on shit. Like, just let me binge it and then be done, and then I feel better. But when I'm having to wait each week for stuff, it's like...
That's fair. You want them to just come out in chunks of seasons?
Right. Like the original series of Netflix, that's a thing, because then you can watch the whole thing, but then you're waiting like a year for more episodes, and that's really long time. But I also don't watch many original series on Netflix. And like,
Really?
yeah, no.
Why not?
I don't know. I like they have very extreme original series in my opinion. Like I'll watch one and then I'll be like, nah, it's not really my thing. And then normally if I'm watching TV, because I'm not a super normal girly person, I don't know, I watch really girly ass shows.
Sure.
And so
Gotta be girly somehow.
right, exactly. So
no offense. I was joking.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So I watch like the kind of shows that's like I tell people about it and they're like, wow, like are you sitting drinking or eating your Ben and Jerry's like with your wine? Like it's a very, very girly shows.
Okay. Fair. Well, I mean, I'd like you watch Mad Men?
No.
That's all about guys in suits. I like that. I'll watch that. That's like I know a couple of girls that like that show, but like you never watched that. I watched that. Stranger Things. BoJack Horseman, like I said. I like a lot of cartoons. It's not good, but you watch Big Mouth?
I have I've wanted to because it looks so ridiculous, but I haven't yet.
It's about a bunch of kids going through puberty. It's pretty gnarly, and they show everything. It's a cartoon, so they get to show it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny. You should check it out. But how old's your daughter?
She's 4.
She might not understand what she's seeing, but you might not want to watch it with her in the room.
No, I normally
it's pretty adult. It made my jaw drop a few times. Oh, I know him. That's Sean, yeah. He's been on here. Him and his wife Gabby. I've only had 2 women on here, and that one was on, the same one was on twice. So you are 33 and a third percent of the, no, you're half the people, but you're 1/3 of the guests, female guests that I've had. So yeah. Prize for you. But yeah, those web comics, like I don't know. I used to read a lot of shit on Reddit. You're going Reddit? Yeah. I get so lost in those. Like you just go down a hole and just keep reading and reading. Weirdly, I've started reading Wikipedia.
Getting that knowledge.
Yeah, well, as much knowledge as it can be. I saw this podcast on pyramids like 3 months ago, and somehow or something about they think the Sphinx might predate Egypt because of something that they found at its feet. They found a water line that damaged it, and there was no water there wasn't that much water during Egypt, so they had to predate it before Egypt. Hey Sean, what's going on? And a bunch of scientists are saying that this can't be, but the only reason that they're saying this is because they'll have to rewrite everything, and they were all wrong, and they don't want to be wrong because this has been accepted for the last like 5,000 years or some shit. So like that interests me. It's like, oh, this could shake up the whole world. And I've been like doing like a Wikipedia. I call it a deep dive, where I would get home at like 11:30 at night and just go through everything I could find. And then all of a sudden like the sun's coming up. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'll just grab like a bunch of sodas and shitty food, and I'll just sit there and read and read and read. Yeah, I couldn't do web comics. Just like he said, I like when something ends. I do. I like when a book shuts. I hate the fact that they're making more Harry Potters. I fucking hate it.
It's weird.
I don't like it. Cursed Child. Are you into Harry Potter at all? Did you read Cursed Child?
No. See, I didn't read the books because when I was younger, my parents were very religious, and my mom wouldn't let me read the books because it was wizards. And so then and so then I just never read the books, and then it was not until I was like 20 years old that the guy that I was dating was just like, wait, you've never even seen Harry Potter? I was like, no. And so then like we binge watched just in time to watch the last one come out in theaters.
Oh, part 2?
Yeah.
Of the final one?
Oh, so we went and saw that in 3D in theaters.
Oh, nice. I've seen every one of them in the theaters, I think. I'm pretty sure I saw them in the theaters. Might have been one I missed, but yeah. There's a couple of people I know that were forbidden to watch it because of the witchcraft and shit.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends was not allowed to watch Pokemon because it had evolution in it.
Gotcha. I found
Yeah.
it really, really hilarious that I wasn't allowed to read the Harry Potter books, but it's like, okay, because you know that it's like witchcraft and weird stuff. And I have this distinct memory that actually this book just became a movie, A Wrinkle in Time. And I was reading that book when I was younger. And I remember I was sitting at church with my mom and she was like talking about the Harry Potter with somebody there and how us kids couldn't read it. And I was on the chapter in that book that's like the man with the red eyes. And I was just like, this is like not very churchy stuff either, but you don't know what this book's about. So I'm perfectly allowed to read this.
Wow. Oh my. Okay. So your mom didn't know about it, but it was probably way worse than Harry Potter.
Yeah, right. Like Harry Potter's like just kind of, it's just sci-fi. It's just fake
mysticism.
Stuff. It's not like evil stuff. So like,
it's one parent did explain it really well to me once when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it was people putting their faith in something other than God to produce an outcome. I said, okay, that's fine. I get that. But I know, like, you should have faith in your kids to know that they can decide between fantasy and reality.
Right.
Like, I can go to church. I went to private school for 12 years, and like I believe in God and everything, and I never went away when I was reading Harry Potter.
No, right.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, I know it's like, have some faith in your kids to be able to differentiate between this kid is waving around a wand versus, okay, now I got to go to talk to Jesus in church. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a parent. I don't have a kid. But like, I'm not gonna shove Game of Thrones in their face when they're like 7.
No, right.
Be like, here you go. Now, do you watch Game of Thrones at all?
I've never even seen one episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's one of the most gory anything ever. They have so much money though to produce like the best effects.
Right.
And there. Well, it didn't work. Did you see that? It didn't.
You clicked and it did no thing.
Well. Oh, it's really slow. Never mind. Thank you, McKenna. So I would never show my kid Game of Thrones until he's like at least 16. It's bad. It's very bad. A lot of nudity of both. You see everything. And there is a lot of gore. A lot. There's one where a guy puts his fingers in a guy's eyes. They don't cut away from it. They show it. And then he does this, and he opens up the dude's skull.
Oh my god!
And they show it. The camera hits it for like a second. Yeah. But they show it. And it's really realistic because they have so much money to do it, and the effects are so good. But I would trust my son or daughter to be like, okay, I don't want you thumbing people's eyes when you go to when you go over to school today.
Right.
I don't need you. There's a lot of incest in it. Like, I don't need you trying to fuck your brother because you saw it was cool.
Ooh, right. No.
I know it's really extreme. It's fucked up, but it's true. It's really bad. But I would trust you got to trust people not to make, to be smart enough not to make the mistakes. That's just my view. Same thing with Harry Potter. It's like, trust us. We're fine. We're not gonna. I don't know a single person that's ever converted to Satanism from Christianity because of Harry Potter.
Right. And that's even like, because there's even a show on Disney Junior, because I have, my daughter. And it's
okay if you
Sophia
watch it, fine. You can throw your daughter under the bus. You can watch Disney Junior, Nick Jr., whatever.
No, but in the show Sophia the First, she has like magic and stuff. And I've gotten like, sometimes my mom's just like, well, like, why are you letting her watch this? Because, mom's still really religious. I'm also very religious, but she's like, when it has this, and it's like, I just explained to her that this isn't real. This is just pretend. This is just a TV show. This is entertainment at this point. It's not, she doesn't think of this as reality. She doesn't think that she can ride a flying horse and wave a magic wand and make things pop up.
Yeah.
Like, and so even at just 4 years old, my daughter can differentiate the fact that is just pretend, that is not reality. So
good. I remember I thought Star Wars was real when I was like 12. no, 4 or 5 or 6 or something. But like, yeah, I don't know even if at 4 I would do that. Again, I don't have a kid, so I'm probably wrong. But if it was me, I don't even know the level I would. Someone asked me once, like, well, how old does your kid have to be to play Grand Theft Auto? It's like, well, the old ones are super, super like goofy. Like you can barely tell what's going on. But like the new one's really realistic. So it's like there'd be age differences. I would allow different accesses to of different things. I just think none of it's easy. I mean, it can't be easy to sit your daughter down and explain to her. Is it? Like, you know, like, or does it take multiple tries or?
Well, sometimes it's like you have to, because we can think of it in a very simple way that makes sense to us, but their brain can't comprehend and grasp a lot of what we're saying because they just don't understand. And so I think the hardest part is saying it in a way that they understand and like have it where they're not just saying, yeah, I get it, just for you to stop talking, like to actually where they actually understand it. So then like that's where I ask the questions like, now can you tell me how that makes sense? Like I have her think and put it in her own words. That way I know that she understands what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
she just kind of sometimes look at you and just go, I don't know.
She literally will tell me, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes he thinks Star Wars is real. It's gonna be someday, even though it's supposedly happened already. It's supposed to be a long time ago.
Oh, right.
It's supposed to have happened already, but it's gonna happen soon. But yeah, I don't think that. I don't know. I wouldn't be very cautious about what my kid watches as long as it's like on. Again, I don't know who that is either. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I wouldn't be super cautious about what they watch, but as long as like it's on a specific channel, if all of a sudden like HBO or like my kid somehow finds its way into Netflix or some shit, like then I'd sit down with them. And if it's something that like I can explain or tell them how they're watching, the worst thing I think is like if a kid watches something and then they can't sleep.
Right.
Yeah, or they have like night terrors or something. I had a lot of night terrors as a kid because my dad would let me watch the Sci-Fi Channel, and it was way worse than what it is now. They played like old horror movies from like the 40s and 50s, where the special effects were so bad, but like the scares were really real. Like the scares were really good, and I would just lay awake all night. And my mom thinks that that's the reason why I'm so short, because I barely slept when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So like that because that can fuck up a kid's growth and like how their body comes into adulthood. That can like fuck that up if you don't sleep enough when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. But if like a kid saw something like the kid saw something that was just like didn't keep it up at night and they were like, or they saw like Harry Potter or some shit, I'd be like, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know, that's just my view.
My daughter really loves ridiculous things. Like she loves dinosaurs. She's super girly. So she loves the Jurassic Park movies. Yeah. Which I was very skeptical of showing her because like she's 4 years old. But her dad showed her. So and so it's like she's seen the Jurassic Park, she's seen Jaws, she's seen Star Wars. Yeah.
Jaws?
Yeah, and she loves sharks. She thinks it's cool.
Okay, right. That's fine.
Right.
That's fine.
And it's like none of that stuff bothers her. But then like she would watch this YouTube channel and it was these two boys and it's like they just do Nerf gun stuff all day. And it's just they have the ridiculous special effects. And it was kind of goofy and funny at first. And then they had an episode where there was like a creepy haunted doll. And then she started having nightmares about the creepy doll. And I was like, and foot down about that. You're not watching that anymore. And so it's like, then it's like, why is it that you can watch all these dinosaurs eat people? And that's fine. But it doesn't bother her. So it's like finding what they can differentiate and what really gets to them. So
I think, well, just by you saying that, I think your daughter's good enough to differentiate the dinosaurs. Like, okay, these aren't really gonna come after me, and we're not near an ocean, so like the Jaws is somewhere else,
right?
But like she's got dolls, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh shit, there's a bunch of those in the other room. What the hell am I gonna do?
Like even one time we went hiking and we walked past, it was in Keycaver. I don't know if you've like hiked out there.
I don't go on that one.
That's fair. And they're like part of the trail kind of goes near somebody's house, and she told me that she saw a creepy doll in the woods. And so I'm assuming that it was like the person's house, like their toys were in the woods.
Sure.
And I had to keep telling her, I was like, no, honey, there's no creepy dolls in the woods when we're hiking. Like all stuff just because she saw this damn video. And I had to tell her dad, like, hey, don't let her watch Coley and Ethan anymore. Like it just really fucks with her. And then it's like she'll come over and she'll be like, oh, there was a new episode of them and I watched them, and then all of a sudden she'll have a nightmare again. And I'm like, no, we're done with this.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing. Like, does she know how to work like a tablet and a TV or anything? Can she get on YouTube from scratch? Does she know how to do that?
If like the icon was on the screen, yeah, definitely. She knows how to like.
If you just handed her a tablet off, not powered off, but just if I just handed her this, I'm like, go look me something up on YouTube. Could she do it?
Well, she doesn't know how to spell yet.
But okay, that's fair.
But she knows how to like on the Fire Stick. If she sees the microphone, she knows that she can hold the microphone and say it. So she knows how to look things up and like watch her own things.
So if I gave her this, just handed her this, I said, show me the Nerf gun stuff or show me Jaws or whatever, and then she hits that, she knows.
Yep.
Okay. My thing is how like. Is there parental blocks on YouTube? Can you like disable a whole channel? I think if you sign in, you might be able to. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because I have a YouTube account for this. This is gonna be on YouTube. Is that okay, or do you not want it?
That's totally fine.
Okay. I won't use your real name.
Okay.
I'll just put Vicki
I'm not
B.
Francois.
No, I'll use your real first name, but I don't have to use your last name. I mean, I've already mentioned several other names, but like I've never ever had someone from YouTube. I don't even think anyone's commented on my videos or anything. We got a couple views, but that's it. I think people are intimidated by the timestamps. They're like almost 2 hours. One of our really early ones is 5 hours.
Oh wow.
we sat down a full day and we just sat here and bullshit with each other. Yeah. But I think if you sign in, I've never looked around for it, but there's got to be a way you can disable a channel. But that might not be true, because that might make if all of a sudden like you had a channel and it had like so many people disabled you, you might get investigated by the YouTube administrator or whatever, and they're like, why the hell are we? Oh, this is making YouTube look bad. We got to get this shit down, and that's why they remove videos. Do you know who Logan Paul is or was? He's a YouTube personality. He's like my age, I think. And he went to Japan on a show.
Oh, yeah, him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He found a dead body in the suicide forest in Japan, which it's a forest of special trees that grow together just right so that the sunlight doesn't come through. So even on like a day like this, it's just gray. And it's deep. It's miles and miles of these trees. It's very beautiful, but people have gone there to hang themselves. And there's signs everywhere that say that with all these Chinese or Japanese characters that say, don't do it. You can make it through this, whatever. But he was filming himself in there. He's like, yeah, it's just a little eerie in here, man. But and then all of a sudden he turns the camera and there's a person hanging. And they all started crying because it wasn't scripted.
Right.
And they were like, holy shit, this is not real. And he started joking about the body. But that's just his way of dealing with it. And he got completely eliminated from everything. Like his channel, I think, is gone. His Twitter might be gone. Everything's gone from him. And like they know if you're bad. If they know if like it got enough complaints, it'll get bad. So I wonder. I don't think disabling exists. So maybe that commercial, or maybe not commercial. Maybe that Nerf gun thing is just going to be there, haunting your daughter.
Well, it's like, and I don't leave her unsupervised to just kind of play around and watch the stuff. It's like she gets very little time on a tablet or a screen, if any, like a day.
I'm not trying to make you seem like a bad parent.
No worries. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's like, but if she's not home and she has access, then yeah, she can pull it up. And then it's like YouTube you can never trust YouTube. There are some really crazy people in the world that'll put like, because you know it'll have related videos, and so it's like you can have the tags of like what it's related to. And there's people that'll have like children's stuff in there, but then they'll be like really fucked up videos.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can never leave your kid to just watch the stuff, because you may think they're only watching things related to like Mickey Mouse or like their Peppa Pig or whatever. And then it's like this really fucked up stuff. Like I've seen pictures where it's like, oh, woman left her daughter to watch it and she comes back and it's like a Peppa Pig episode, but it's like brutally murdering people.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. That was a conspiracy going on for a really long time. I don't know if it's still going, but it's by these guys from like different sections of the world started making like they had Spider-Man in it, and the girl from Frozen, the blue one.
Elsa?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I'm sorry. I've never seen Frozen.
No.
I've never had a reason to watch it, to be honest. So like they would be talking to each other, and then like there was like a baby would just walk in and start talking to them, and then all of a sudden they started beating it up. They would kill the baby. It was a cartoon. And it started popping up from different sections of the world. And the creepy thing was they were really similar, but they had no idea who the other uploaders were. They weren't collaborating or anything. And they had no records of knowing each other, but they were all super similar. And they thought that was a computer generated program making them on purpose, which they have now. And I remember people getting really, 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 I think if you Google Elsa Gate, like that's what it is. I'll just look it up to show you.
Yeah. The world we live in, you can never trust shit. Like, I don't know why people would want to show children that kind of stuff. It doesn't make sense. Like, how messed up do you need to be in the head to think I want to show children beating things?
Dude, it's not good.
No.
Maybe I might not have this. I think they took it down because now it's just a bunch of formulas. A wave of videos. Yeah, this is last year in June. This started coming out. Oh man, what is Elsa Gate? The nightmare of children's videos. What is wrong with the children's day? Okay. The only country that's not been affected by this was China. They've shown up everywhere else. Yeah, so like, yeah, there's tons. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're all from like different sections of the world. Like that alphabet, I don't know. Okay, Japan, but there's stuff from like, yeah, Frozen, Elsa, and Spider-Man. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
No.
And there's no way to shield your kids from it unless you just tell them not to. Or I think the only way you could save them from it would be just say, if you see something that bothers you, turn it off. But you know, like even sometimes adults are watching something like, oh shit, I need to turn this off. And you don't.
Right, it's like watching a car accident happen. You're like, oh my God, this is horrible. I need to look away, but I can't look away.
Yeah, you're just like, oh shit. Yeah, exactly. I saw the movie Hereditary. I watched it like this. I had my thumbs in my ears and I was watching it like this. I was terrified. Terrified. And I could have gotten up and left at any time and I didn't. Dude, there's no real good way to keep your kid like from that shit. It's too easy to get to. Yeah. That's
why it's like, it was so much easier. Like when we were young, there wasn't all this technology. There wasn't access to all this stuff. It was like, hey, you want to play? Go outside. Like maybe you'll have a Game Boy, but like that's not connected to the internet. Nobody can fuck with that. Like,
right. Yeah. No, you're totally right. It's no one's fault. It's just the way the world went. And we have this stuff now and it's awesome and it's super convenient. But like there's nightmares that come with it. And it sucks. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that actually have decided not to have kids because like I'm not bringing a kid in this fucked up world. I'm doing it purely because of that.
But see, that also, like, that thought process makes me sad because it's like you can raise your child to change the future. Like you can just you can have a part in how the next generation will be because you can raise your child to be right. Like I noticed, like between our generation, the one below us, and then the ones coming up. Like there's a huge difference, and it's all in the way that kids are being parented. And I think like I understand not wanting to have kids, like to people don't want to have kids, that's fine. But it's like I feel like I can raise a strong-minded individual that can bring good into this world. And so that's like I want my kids to be a positive light.
Well, you have high expectations of your kid. You should. You should. You have high expectations of your kid because you were probably had high expectations of you by your parents. And you were taught from probably an early age, because I was probably raised the same way as you, because we went to private schools, I think.
I did not go to private school.
You didn't go to private school, but you are religious.
Yep.
I'm not saying like I got to make sure I say this. I don't think I'm better than everyone else because I went to private school. I don't. In fact, I feel like I was sheltered a lot from life, and that's why like when I started hanging out at Fondy, I felt like I was part of the real world, and I felt cool, badass, and I'm like, okay, this is the real shit. But like when we were at school, like nothing bad ever happened at WLA, you know, no one ever got into fights or anything. It's like 9 fights a day at Fondy. I know that. But like I feel like we were raised, I was raised with high expectations of like you do everything morally right. You don't steal, you don't try to one up somebody. You just be a good person no matter what. And if you don't, you might get the belt when you get fucking home, kid. And just like that's how it was. That's how it was. I don't know if that's how you were raised, but like you seem like, from what I've seen on Facebook and of your sister too, like you just seem like you came from like the same kind of family I did, except I was an only child. But you just, it is in how you were parented. And I think we were raised with a harder like expectations, like you behave or it's the belt. And that we were raised by, I was not, it was like half fear, and just eventually I just figured out like I should be a good person. And I think that's going away.
Right.
For
I
kids.
think a lot of the way that I was raised, because I was raised to always be a good person, but my parents weren't overly strict. They like allowed us to fuck up, and sometimes we fucked up way too much. Like I had a like period of time when I was younger. Like I started drinking at 12. I started smoking at 13.
Okay.
Like,
okay. This is
confession time.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Like I said, anything you say it's what you're saying. So good. Go ahead.
So it's like, but I think in all the fuck ups and everything that we made as children, we were raised with a good foundation, and we had a good relationship with our parents where we were comfortable coming to them with our mistakes to let them know, to be like then corrected and taught. Like they're going to be like, oh, well, that's just horrible, we're not going to talk to you. Like, no, they're going to be like, okay, well, this is like, let's do something about this. Like, stop.
No, that's good. That seems like you were raised more smart than strict. Like smart parenting is where in my opinion, is when you address the problem instead of beating it into the kid. And a lot of the time, I'm not saying I was beaten, but I got yelled at a lot, like screamed. My dad is a very loud person. My mom is too, and I got a lot of screaming at me. So like that the fear of getting yelled at and the fear of the disappointment was what drove me, and that still today. If I ever get yelled at work, I take it really hard, and like I get really upset and really down. And instead of saying, okay, well, I did this wrong, instead of I can't go this way anymore, I have to go this way. Like instead of that, I just kind of shut down. I get really sad and emotional, and like I don't feel like there's any of that anymore with kids today. I feel like parents are just letting these fucking kids run wild. And honest to God, I feel like that has a lot to do with like the school shootings. Right.
It's like there's no like parents these days are caring more about being your kid's friend than about parenting. Like your kid's gonna be mad at you sometimes. It's not like because it's your job to teach them what's right and wrong. And when you're scared to teach them what's right and wrong, and you're just letting them do whatever because you want them to like you, then like they're gonna fuck up. They're gonna do these crazy things. Like they're not learning how to manage the way that the world works, and the way that like
Mm-hmm.
people are going to be shitty, and you just have to know how to not take it personally. You have to know how to like get your frustrations and your anger out in a healthy way, rather than having the situations where people are bottling it up and then they're going out and they're fucking doing stupid stuff like school shootings and all this stuff. And it's like, and people are really shitty to each other. And I think a lot of that has come from, lack of parenting. Like, just be good to your kids and teach them to be good to others. It's really not that hard to be a good person, like, in my opinion.
I disagree. I do. I think it's hard to be a good person, especially when the majority of the world doesn't think like that. I think people want to be good, but a lot of the belief in the today, especially even our generation, and even way more, this goes back, I'd say, since humans could think. You have to look out for yourself. You have to look out for number one, and like that's never going to go away. Because at the end of the day, you know, I do believe in God and all that, but it's hard to shake my head when scientists say we're 99% chimp or something, and they've mapped out the human strand of DNA, and it's like a 2% difference from a monkey. That doesn't mean we didn't come from God. To me, that means, okay, we are relatives to monkeys and we ascended into a higher intelligence level. But that being said, we have this DNA survival instinct that we need to fuck everyone else, fuck my friends and family. I need to live. And now that's changed now. And even going back into like, oh, I made plans with this guy. I got to drive into town. Fuck, man, I don't want to drive into town. That's going to take so long. I don't want to do that. Fuck him. That's a thing of I don't like saying it, but I'm just going to do me. That I hate that saying. I hate that so much. But it's a selfish feeling that we've had for 10,000 some years since humans could even walk or whatever you want to believe in. But that'll never go away. But I feel like that is so prevalent now these days with us, with the next crew coming up, with the next generation and the ones after that. It's really bad. It's really fucking bad. And going back to what you were saying too about the parent being the parent's kid friends, I agree with that too. Like I don't know. I assuming do you have a good relationship with your parents?
Yeah.
Okay. My dad did not give a fuck if I liked him. Fuck. He did not care. In fact, a lot of times just be like, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. You'd say it right to me. I'm like 5 or 6 times like, I don't fucking like you. And he's like, I'm like, I don't like you either. He's like, good. That's just maybe how he was raised. But like now I respect him a lot. I get along with him now. Shit, I hang out with him every weekend. But that doesn't exist anymore. There's no discipline, and these kids are going in, and as soon as they don't get their way, or like there's like a disconnect. They either don't, it's not from not getting their way, or they're disconnected from other humans, from technology and shit. And they take that shit so personally when something doesn't go their way. They're like, fuck this. I'm going to grab a gun and tell them how I feel. And they snap. And like, I think it's a mix of just, I don't think our brains are designed to handle this much information.
Oh, definitely not.
Like this, the TV, the Netflix, the fucking, and then it's all incorporated into our jobs now. So it's just constantly screaming at us, screens and all that. I think we're mentally breaking down. Everybody I know is on antidepressants. Everybody. I'm going to try and die without ever taking an antidepressant. I've never done it yet. I was close, but I'm not gonna. And I think part of it's also the pharmaceutical companies, because they figured it out. How to get a lot of money from us, and they're just going to keep, you need this, you need Zoloft, you need Xanax, you need all this fucking stuff, and they're prescribing it younger and younger and younger. Like fucking 10-year-old kids on mood pills. Get the fuck out of here. You have one mood. Oh, homework again. Rats. And then you go home and do it, and then you go play with your friends, but that doesn't exist anymore. When I was 10 years old, all I gave a shit about was my N64. That was it. And now you gotta read your YouTube comments because everyone's got a YouTube channel. You got to read your Facebook shit. You got to read Twitter. You got to read your Instagram. You got all these feelings coming in at you that you're not designed to. I don't think you're designed to feel like that when you're 10. Fuck off with that. Like, it's so bad for you. That's how I feel. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I get it. Went off on a rant there. That's also like a big thing that's happened with our lives and all this stuff, and especially with social media, is like the biggest thing is like a lot of people, what they post on social media is only what they want people to see. So it's like, is the big life of comparing yourself to others to make yourself look better, and nobody's seeing the bullshit that you're going through. And so it's like you're feeling bad about yourself because you're looking at other people and seeing all the good things happen. You're like, why isn't my life like that? But it's like, in all reality, you don't know the bullshit that is happening in their lives behind the screen. So when you're comparing yourselves to them, it's very unfair, and it's killing a lot of the way that people feel and the way that people see with their lives. It's because they're like, well, why is all this going well for everyone else and not me? And a lot of people are feeling down, a lot like depression, anxiety, and all that. And I agree, like we're not designed to like experience of all this and take in all this information, all this stuff constantly. And I feel like it's very overwhelming, and we have much, much higher expectations in comparison to like a long time ago. Is like, hey, make sure that you have a fucking roof over your head and you have food and you work to make sure that you survive. And at this point, it's like, well, not only do you have to just survive, but you need to like be the best of the best and like do everything that you can to stand out. And I feel like it's just the expectations and what we're taking in and the comparison. It's really killed the way that everybody sees the world, where it's kind of brought everything down, and it's really sad.
No, it is. It really is sad. I mean, they're friends of mine that don't have the internet still. They have phones with just Wi-Fi capabilities, so they'll just fucking use that whenever, and they're not glued to it. And deep down, I think like, how the fuck do you live? Like, how are you so cool with this situation? But then I'm like, maybe they know better. Maybe this is what should be done, and they just don't have that bridge in their heads to think that I need to be the best of the best. They're fine with what they have, and they're truly okay with it. And like, because I wouldn't be okay with it. I wouldn't be okay if I wasn't posting like a couple things every day just to remind you like I'm having a cool life. And I like to be pretty transparent when I'm on Facebook because of that. I like to be honest. I do. I post very honest stuff that I've come up with in my own head. Sometimes I'll do song lyrics or some shit, but who doesn't? But I try to be incredibly open and honest, because when you see what you see from me on the internet should be exactly how I am in person. That's just how I want to be. Anyone can do anything else, but that's how I want to be. But like, you're right. I feel like shit when someone posts pictures of like, I just saw somebody who I could give as an example. This person posts so much shit of them doing amazing things with their life. And I really just want to be like, where the fuck, when do you work?
Right?
When do you have a time for a job? When do you, it's just shit like that. Anyways, I'm not going to find it. But the one they circled was one of them. And it's like, I know they work. They have to. I've seen them do it. No one posts pictures of them working. No one posts pictures of them on the grind. Like sometimes it'll be like work selfie, but that's you kind of can't do that anymore. No, they've gotten really. If you just all of a sudden like we're doing this in the fucking booth at your job, and your boss walks by, they're like, "Whoa, delete that, or you get in trouble, wouldn't you?" Yeah. I took a picture at my job, and my boss pulled me into his office. And he watched me delete it. It was a joke because my friend was he was sitting down on the job, and I was going to send it to him as a joke. And he watched me delete it, and I was like, shit. But so you kind of can't do that anymore. But like, no one posts pictures of them during the struggle. It's always of like the fun times and the good shit. And you got to remember, like you said, that something might be happening behind that.
Right. And a lot of times it's like, then when people do post the hard shit, that's when people are like, oh, you just post such sad stuff all the time. And then it's like people make you feel bad about it. But it's like, this is just life. This is what I'm going through. This is my, like, the extent of everything. And a lot of people are just like, oh no, that's not okay. Don't do that. So it's like, it's being discouraged more and more to be real in your social media. So it's like, yeah, it's just, hey, this is the fun stuff. This is what I'm doing. Yay, this is going really good. But in reality, it's like, oh, fuck. I'm going through some really terrible stuff. And like, so it's hard.
Yeah, no, it is, because you have to like be conscious of like what you post now and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to post horrible shit like I used to, but like the whole thing of like watching what you post and stuff, it's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. You know, there's a few times I've been going through a bit of a depression lately, actually, and it might not look like it, but I am, and I just try not to show it. But every now and then I'm like, find my fingers. I'm like, oh God, I'm posting something sad again. Here it comes. And like, I'll do it. And then when I get to work, they're like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, that. And they don't want to talk about it, but it's there. So it's like a passive aggressive way to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want attention, but not really. But I do. It's like, well, yeah, I posted it because it's like, I'm sad. Sorry, I'm down.
Right.
It's like, and if somebody wants to talk about it with me. It's like, I'll sit them down. Those guys that are barely known have come up to me like, are you okay? I saw you on Facebook, man. He's like, I'm like, no, I got in like a fight with my dad or my mom or my parents last week, or like, yeah, or like, you know, one of my friends hasn't hung out with me forever and they're not answering my messages, some shit. And then when you start talking about it, they're like, I don't care. Like, I was joking when I asked you or some shit, you know?
Right. Nobody actually is interested. That's why, like, because I was going through a really, really, really rough time at the beginning of this year.
Sure.
And I just secluded myself. It was like, where every so often I post sad shit, but then when like people reached out to me, I'd be like, no. But I think my biggest thing is like, I didn't want to be a downer to people. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm really sad and fucked up, but it's like, I don't want you to be sad.
You didn't want to spread it.
Right. And I didn't want it to seem like I was trying to get attention for it. It's like, no, this is just what I'm going through. So it's like a lot of times I'd feel bad because I'd be like, God, I wish I had more friends that were reaching out to me. But then the ones that were, I wasn't responding to.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it's like, it took a while for me to take a look at what I was doing. And I was like, you know, I do have people that care and they've tried. I'm just like hiding myself away and not letting them. And so now, like, coming out of that, I've had like a lot of shit that's happened that's like completely opened my eyes, and my life has completely changed in the last few months.
For the better?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. It's like I was going through a crippling depression where the point where it's like I had no interest in getting a job. I had no interest in anything with life. Like, on the days that I didn't have my daughter and she was gone, I laid in my bed and I hardly wanted to get out. There were days that I didn't eat because I didn't want to get out of bed to eat. Like, it was really, really bad. And I'd completely given up, and like just being thrown back into reality and everything, and kind of realizing what I need to do to get my shit together. Like, I've changed a lot and I'm really happy now. And so it's really good.
No, it's good. Good. I'm happy. It's really good. Yeah. I found that like there are times where you do need to sit around and sulk and be sad. You do, because it's part of grieving, even if it's only for yourself. But like when you have to step up and like, oh fuck, like I gotta go to work, and you like get in there and you start going in your work groove and you just start working, and your mind goes away from it and you feel, okay, I'm better than I thought. I'm stronger than I thought. And then maybe that snowballs into something better, and you come home and you're like, well, those dishes are sitting there, I could do those. And then you do that, and it takes your mind off it. And then you find little things that make you feel better, even if it's for like a minute. But then like, and you realize like, okay, you start, maybe like you just clean your apartment or your room or whatever. Even if you just clean your room, it's like, okay, that made me feel good. Now I did something, and now look, this is the result of it. And it made me feel great. Oh, now I'm thinking back to my bad stuff again. Well, now you can realize that, okay, I need to be productive to do that. And then you realize even further back, like, oh, I need to search for the solution.
Mm-hmm.
I need to search for something that makes me happy. I could be productive and it might not even help, but you need to look for it. Sitting around and all the time being sad isn't going to help.
Right.
Yeah. And you probably figured that out.
Right. Well,
by
and
yourself.
like the biggest thing for me was like, with all the shit and stuff, I felt like I had no purpose. And so like, I'd feel like I had a purpose when my daughter was around because I'm a mom. I'd like my whole thing on life is being a mom. And then it's like when I was forced to get out of my comfort zone and like when I started a job and it was a job that I felt like I was actually good at, not just like you're there because you can physically do the job. Like
Sure.
It actually uses my skills. It made me feel a lot better. Like, oh, I have the purpose of doing this job and I'm good at it and I'm being recognized for being good at it. And it's making me like, I'm excited to go to work. Like I'm excited to wake up each day and accomplish more things because I feel like I can now. I have the opportunity. And so rather than wallowing around like, oh my God, there's nothing for me. It's like, look at what I can do and look at how much more I can do. So it's like, I'm so excited for the future because I feel like there's so much more I can accomplish now. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And you realize this all in like the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter what kind of like time frame you figure it out. But once you do figure it out, it's like you just crossed a bridge. You crossed a path in life that like you're not going to go back to that. You can be sad. And you're going to be sad. There's going to be things in your life that's going to make you just crumble and fall to your knees and just cry and lose it. But you're going to realize that you can pull yourself out of it. And some days it's going to feel impossible, but you realize that you have to just keep remembering that you did. Just remember that at one point I did pull myself out of this and it got better. You know, that's super, super important. So, yeah, that's my old co-host. That's the guy that I used to do this with. Thanks for the kind words, Travis. Yeah, I miss him. He was supposed to come on a month or so back, but he's been pretty busy. Yeah, that's fine. No, he's a good dude. But like, yeah, with him it was super easy. Like I wouldn't even think of questions. We just wing everything, and it always turned out great. Yeah. So yeah. Not to mention it's a big step getting out of that. Yeah. 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 So I got a couple questions left. Okay. We were just going off on that for a little while. Yeah, miss you, man. So if this gets too touchy, you can just say pass or whatever. Okay. So like the father is still in your kid's life. Yep. Okay, good. That's good. But you've worked it out so that like if my friend mentioned this to me the other day, because I come from we both were raised by both sets of parents, or both parents, right? Yep. And this came from a guy who was not. And his mom and his dad decided amicably that they didn't work, but that we're still going to be super cooperative to raise this child. Is that what you guys did? Yep. Okay. So, like being raised as a Christian though, like I was taught that like no matter what, even if you hate each other, you got to stay together, like in the marriage, because divorce is against God and it breaks the institution of marriage and shit. But looking at it from this perspective, it's just like it's so much better for the children, because like once you have a kid, your happiness, you don't get to be happy all the time. Like you don't get that anymore. No. You have a human responsibility. Like you're allowed to be happy, but you're no longer priority. And I think that's super healthy that you guys decided to do that, to just be like, okay, we don't work together, but like we can both raise this kid as well as we can together, just separately. Yeah. And he brought that up the other day, and I was gonna ask if you have any advice for like a single person who has a kid. So you would you say you're a single mom then? Is that the title? Okay. Just making sure. I don't want to fuck this up because it's not going to be offensive. It's just I want to word this correctly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you have like advice to somebody who has a child also and wants to improve their life or like in any way, be it job or like they want to find a mate or somebody like they want to date or find a partner, whatever. Is there any advice you can give that you found? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to word this right. That like, cause it can't be easy. It's got to be difficult to like find times to like do stuff for yourself. I know you just told me you went on a couple dates. That's pretty cool. And like the fact that you're still trying to do that and just make things work and stuff. Oh, I remember that guy. There he is. And like just any like or like maybe change careers or get a better job or like just change their life in any ways. Like, do you have any advice about that?
Really, there's a couple of different things because when it comes to relationships, the biggest thing, the reason that me and my daughter's dad split is when your kids look at you and your relationships, that's setting the standard. So when they see that you're miserable and unhappy, but you're sticking with it, they're going to think that's normal. And so when you're bringing people into your child's life and it's like, it's a bad situation, your kids are seeing that, how much it can affect them, not only what they're actually saying to you, but even when they're not around you, the way that they're acting and the way that they're behaving based on what they're seeing. And like, kind of just to always realize that kids like they're caught. Life is caught more than taught. And so like when you're going to work because you feel like you have to have a job, like no matter what, you have to have a job because you have to be able to support your family. But when you're doing a job that you hate, when you come home and you're miserable and you're cranky towards your kids and you're like, you don't have the energy to play with them and give them attention and stuff, that's more harmful than if you were to like kids care more about your attention than your money. And so that's a big thing for me. It was like, when I was a cook and all this stuff, like I was really passionate about being a cook, but I was so tired and cranky when I got home and it was really affecting the way that I was raising my kid. And so it's like taking a look at what you can do, just little steps to try and be more cheerful in the way that, I don't know, the everyday life. It's not about like, oh honey, I can't spend time with you. Let me buy you this. Like that's not going to do any good for your kid. That's going to make them feel sad. So, it was really rough becoming a single mom. Like I did not expect that. And him and I split when she was 3 months old. So it was pretty new. Yeah. And then it was like, it's weird now dating because it's like, she's 4. Anybody that comes into their life, they don't have a connection with her. And so it's just finding somebody that I'm completely comfortable with being around my kid and that I know is going to be a positive influence in their life. So I don't know. I guess my advice would be to make sure that you're happy because your kid looks at that as a standard. So, yeah. Okay.
Wow. I might have to change my whole outlook on that because I just said that your happiness doesn't matter, but really it does. Because if you're coming home cranky and forcing the relationship that you have with your current partner or whatever, then that's wow.
Right. Like when your kid's sitting in their room and they just hear you like screaming at each other, like your kid should be like sad and scared and affected by your life. And that it's I feel like I'm not priority no matter what. My life revolves around making sure that my child's taken care of, but I know the little things that affect her. Like where when I was in my really bad depression, how much I saw like, she's like, why is mommy sad all the time? And when she said that to me, it like broke me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to show her that people have that power over her emotions, to show her that it's like things are going to happen that are going to suck. And you need to deal with it and you need to deal with it in a healthy way. And so it's really showing her like, if something shitty is going on, make an effort to change it. Do something about it. Don't just accept it. And so, it's made a huge difference me getting myself happy and her happiness. So it's doing
Wow,
well.
that's awesome. No, really, that's really good. Okay. Okay. We're almost at 2 hours. So no, it's good. That's really good. It feels like it went by really fast. That was really good. Like, I don't have anything to add or retort to that, because just I never had thought of it like that, because I heard a lot of yelling when I was growing up between them, and there are days, I probably got family watching this right now, and they're gonna tell them I said this, and they're gonna be mad, but I think there's days where I didn't think that they belong together. Whatever, but they're coming up on 30 years now. 30 years, and that's, you don't get there unless you work hard at it, and I feel like they have. And I hope that it doesn't ever come into their heads that they think they made the wrong choice. My dad was divorced by the time he was 20.
Yeah.
So like, he has the worst ability to commit to anything. Anything. I'm like, Dad, do you want to go grab a bite to eat? He's like, oh, I don't know, man. Just from something like that small to something huge, even to trust my mom not to leave him like his ex-wife did. I respect that a lot, but it just always felt like they just clashed a lot.
And that's another thing that's I noticed even with my parents' relationship and stuff, a lot of people that do it is I hate when I see somebody's pregnant and then all of a sudden they're engaged to that person. And it's I want, I get it. I get the thought process behind it, but don't settle and stick with somebody just because that's what's expected of you and that's what you think would be best, when in all reality it's not. Don't settle for easy. When you do stuff like that, when you say no, this isn't going to work, and then life's going to be really hard for a while, and it's sometimes you look at that and go, no, this is easier. And so with my parents' relationship, they've been together because they had a kid when my mom was 16, my dad was 18. It's and they've been together ever since. And I remember when I was a kid, when they fought, I distinctly remember one time crying in front of them, begging them not to get a divorce. But then as I got older, I looked at my mom and I was like, why are you still with him? And it completely changed, because as I got older and I realized more what was going on, I was like, you're sticking around because you've children and you've been with someone this long, when in all reality, is this what's best for you? And I understand that you did this for us kids, but you need to look at what it's doing for you, because us kids grow up. We grow up, we move on, we move out. We still are here. We're still your children. We still love you. But what are you going to do at that point in your life? When your kids are grown and then you're left with the person that you're spending the rest of your life with. Are you going to be happy? You can't, kids are priority, but you also need to look at yourself, because your kids are going to grow up, and are you going to be happy with the life that you chose, the life that you lived up until that point? Because what are you going to do then? Have grandkids that then you take care of. So
well, that happens. A lot of people say that, oh, I need my grandkids, because it's you got to feel like you got another shot at this to not fuck up. I don't think there's a single parent alive that doesn't think that they fucked up a little bit, even at any age, from the time that baby comes into your arms the first time to the last day you look at them before you're gone. That is never going to get out of your head. I know it's not going to get out of mine. I'll always think I'm fucking up. Just how I feel. And I think you need that to some degree, because you need to push yourself to be like, oh man, you could take your kid to what's something popular today. Let's say Frozen 2 comes out, whatever. Right. That's all I got. And you take your kid to see Frozen 2, and you get them your kid's like, oh, sit in the front row. And you're like, oh, shit. You don't sit in the front row. Right. It's gonna be horrible. Front row's taken, but they get the second row, and you're sitting there, and it's a piece of shit seats, and you're like, oh, God. You're looking up, and you're like, and you just know the kid's like, maybe someday I'll get the front row. And to me, that would just crush me. I'd just be like, you know that front row is the worst, but like just knowing that they didn't get exactly what they wanted, just like you just turn away from them for a little bit and you're just like, oh fuck me. Like you're just not good enough. And like that's gonna stick with me like every little time. And I guess you probably get better at it. Like if your kid's like, Mom, I want candy for breakfast. Like, shut up. You're gonna have like grapefruit and blueberries and really good shit. I don't know. You have really nice stuff for you so that you're gonna feel great during the day and you can pay attention in school. You're gonna grow up regular and you're not gonna be short and whatever. And your kid's just sitting there like, oh, popsicle for breakfast. Part of you has gotta be like, oh God, I want to give him a popsicle.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's real or not, but like that's how I would be.
There's times that it's like sometimes it's really hard to say no because it's really hard to see your kids be sad.
Yeah.
And especially like when your kid asks you something that's completely out of your control and then they get upset. And then it's like that's the most devastating with like there's literally nothing that I could do. Like one time, because kids will cry over everything. Like I remember one time I think my daughter got sad because the sun was going down. And she like was like, we were driving and she was just crying so hard. She's like, why is the sun going down? I was like, because that's the way the world works. We're rotating the sun.
Did you start crying with her?
No, I'm like, it was hard. I was just like, honey.
Oh, just there's some play I saw one time. It was like a 5-minute skit where this girl wanted the moon. It was like some princess wanted the moon and she couldn't get it, but she didn't know that she couldn't get it. So finally, like it was like in the Middle Ages and they brought in all these like wizards and stuff on how to like trick her into thinking she has the moon. And then I think like the court jester brought her like a little jingle bell. She's like, this is the moon. And she was so happy. And I'm like, well, you could just trick your kid or like, sometimes you just gotta like trick your kids into stuff like that just for your own, so that you don't, so that you can maintain your own sanity. Because I'll be honest, if I was driving with my kid and they started crying about the sun, I'd probably cry too. But I'm a huge pussy when it comes to that stuff. So, and I never even babysat. I told you this. I've never babysat before in my life. Because every time I would hang out with my cousins, I would wrestle with them and beat the shit out of each other. And like every time we'd okay, time to leave the birthday party, we'd all be hurt and blame me. Well, they were all way younger than me at the time. They're like the youngest one is like 5 years younger than me. Here's the thing though, they're all way bigger than me now. They're all like just got out of high school and like they were all on the football team, so they could all beat the shit out of me easy. So I'm like, yeah, they could come back for revenge now. But that's how it was back then. I never babysat. I never watched anybody. I never did anything for someone younger. And it just hurt my heart so much if like all of a sudden my kid was like, oh, is the sun going down?
Yeah, it's really, and then it's like sometimes you have to accept something that you're not going to like that makes them happy. Like I recently got my daughter this toy bird. And I want to smash it. It's the most annoying thing in the world. Oh my God. Because it will like chirp and then she can hold the button and she can talk and then it'll repeat it in a bird voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I hate it, but it makes her so happy. And so it's like, I just deal with this annoying bird voice all the time. But you know what? She's happy and that's what matters. Like I can accept these little inconveniences and annoyances for things that make her happy, like the little joys in life that you wouldn't think of. So
well, everybody says it's the little things in life that matter, and it's like when I was so young I didn't get that, and it's true now. It's like you're not gonna look back on like major events. You will sometimes, but like there's so many little times I was hanging out with my grandparents or my cousins on any random day, not on a holiday, not on like an anniversary or birthday. It's always like one day at the house and we played a different game at some point. And, it's always going to be those little things. So, yeah, I have one question that I always ask people, but I don't think I should because this is should end it right here.
Okay.
It's really good. I don't want to screw it up. It's a dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
And I always ask it on the end of everybody else's podcast, but like you ended it really well with talking about your daughter and like just how you went through it and how you're going through it and how like you gave advice about it. And I'd really like to just end it on that. So,
okay.
Yeah, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours, so good timing. I was thinking about ending it, like not deciding to, but like I had no idea it would go that long after I asked that question, but I'm glad it did because it was like I was wondering if you would even want to talk about it. I was kind of nervous. I'm like, am I overstepping my boundaries or something?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So, all right. Well, this is Vicki, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. I didn't say this last time, but I always said this after every episode. Go talk to somebody in person. Maybe next time someone actually invites you to go to lunch, maybe actually say yes or follow through on plans and go talk to somebody in person. Because I've never talked to you in my life, except not in person.
Right. And
the last 2 hours have been really eye-opening, and I just want to say thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.